Hi, this is another experiment, and we're seeing if this is going to show me where the audio is going in. I'm doing a voiceover, and we're going to try to do a Monday journey. So anyway, I would suggest that you go get something to write on and write out. I'll give you a minute. And then next week, it would be nice if you have a real journal, a brand new journal, or a used journal that you're going to devote to journal journeys. If you'd like to join after today. So I'm assuming that you have your pen and a piece of paper or a journal, and I'd like you to write one thing that you want to change in your life or something that's bothering you. I already recorded this, and then I did something where I didn't save it. I don't know how to do I'm learning Luna Fusion, as this is the first journal journeys, and it's going to be happening on Mondays. And in my first recording, which I erased again, keep doing that to myself, I mentioned that one thing that I really want to change is my bedroom or my apartment now. I just did a major transition with my daughter. Just had a baby, and before she had her baby, like 2 months before, she got kicked out, or she and her partner got it just blew up in their faces, and it was kind of like God wanting them to move in here. And so I moved totally out of the middle of the house up into a 350 square foot place, which is great. I mean, it's plenty of room if I didn't have so much junk, because I totally cleaned everything out of the middle part of the house. So I'm in a big transition. I want to start creating these videos. I just got a grandson, which is very exciting, and so not that they're videos, they're more meditations or journeys or guided visualizations, whatever you want to call them. And today I want to start on Mondays, which is 2 days, so I should have enough time to get this up with thumbnail and all that I'm learning. So it takes me about 10 times longer than somebody who's experienced to do all this stuff, because I'm older than you probably, and it's not just a natural, it's not like a part of my hand, So I do things to sabotage myself here, and like erasing my audio. But I was doing a voiceover without a picture to it, so I think that's what got it stuck. But it's still, LunaVision still isn't the usual looking thing, so I don't know. We'll see if this works. So you figured out one thing that's really bothering you besides me going on and on. So what I'm going to do is craft another affirmation about my room, because my room really does overwhelm me. There's paperwork that I must be doing and I'm avoiding. There's boxes. I mean, I'm tempted to show you a picture, but I'm just too humiliated. Maybe I will take a picture before I start working tonight. So I'm finding that the best time for me is nighttime to be doing stuff like this. And I generally think of myself as a morning person. And in my house where I grew up, is my dad would come home and my parents would relax, and us kids would go down and watch TV, and so nobody really did much except for clean the dishes after dinner. And so I'm kind of had that pattern all my life where I just don't do much at night. And I'm finding that's making it so I don't really expect much from myself. So I really want to start my life, this last section of my life, last third of my life, I assume. I want it to be encapsulate more of my true path. But I think that feel that if I do not start dealing with my own house and my own space, I'm never going to thrive. You know, it's kind of like feng shui. How can I have to embrace it, that in order to really thrive, I have to have some structure and not just allow myself to be a blob. I mean, I'm studying all the time. I love to study. I love to read things. I love to figure things out. I'm creative. But actually functioning in this dimension is kind of like my Saturn is in. I could go on and on about astrology. Anyway, my Saturn's in Cancer. In Scorpio, at 26 degrees. So you astrologers can figure out how old I am, but my Saturn is in retrograde. And then, but my Neptune touches every single personal planet. Every single planet, actually, my impersonal planets too, except for Chiron. So that's 27 Libra. And it is in my second house or third house, something. Anyways, second house. So it makes it very easy for me to lay around, very easy for me to meditate, to go into different realms. Is like a lot easier than dealing with this realm. So essentially what I'm saying in a long-winded way is that my affirmation is I want to be more productive at night. So I can be doing these videos, so I can be enjoying my grandson and my daughter and her partner and my son, my family, so I can help a lot of people, I'm hoping, because I think this is what I'm missing in my life, is I want to take my affirmations and go down into trance. And so I haven't really found anybody else doing it, so I'm doing it for me because I'm going to use this to help myself. So, okay, this is the affirmation that I came across, is that made me feel good. So if you have studied anything about the subconscious mind, you really want to focus on the positive, because our mind doesn't, like if you say I don't want to smoke, I'm not going to smoke, the subconscious mind hears smoke. I say, and I know I didn't make this up, but somebody else said, just imagine somebody saying, don't think about that pink elephant. What do you think about? A big pink elephant. So, or when you're a kid, your mom says don't, and then it almost compels you to do what they're saying don't do. So that's how our subconscious mind works. And our subconscious mind is working all the time. It's able to keep, part of the subconscious mind is keeping our bodies going. And so it can multitask, it can do lots and lots of things, but it can't do things that we don't believe on some level that it can do. And so we've been trained to be small. Anyway, I'm not going to go all the way into that right now, but we need to learn to look for the solutions instead of the problems. I believe in looking at the problems, because you gotta know what's wrong in order to make it right. So you look at the problems, but you don't go down into the energetics of the problem. If you can look from your middle of your head, the center of our heads, and I'm talking about myself, if I can look at something from neutrality instead of down, where I get all emotional about it, because there's a lot of things that are dragging our emotions down in this world, and it's designed to make us lower frequency. It's almost like we get in trouble if we're higher frequency. And there actually is an attack on our frequencies, but what I'm trying to do with my life is, if I'm creating my life with my thoughts, then I need to correct my thinking if I'm having a problem with even the bigger things in my life, like the things I notice in this world that really get me down. So I need to look at my own life right now for this example, although I'm doing it with bigger things right now, because there's some big things that I'm seeing, and I have to shift my thinking about it, because else I'm no good to anybody, because I'm so depressed. So the first spot that I need to really change is how I treat myself, and part of my not treating myself well is I allow messes and literally filth to accumulate because I'm not addressing the day-to-day functioning. So I am a productive person at night. I dedicate an hour a night to cleaning this room, to cleaning my living space, to making it beautiful. And a lot of times I may find that I go more than an hour, and that makes me so happy and so glad. I really like cleaning my room for an hour a night, and sometimes I might go over an hour, and that seems fun to me. Basically, that's my affirmation. It's a long affirmation. I know most people say make short affirmations, but for me that works great because it lifts my energy. I can imagine having fun. And when I was saying that, actually, I was imagining, for some reason it brought me back to being a ballerina when I was little. You know, not a real ballerina, but I loved ballet when I was little. And twirling. I loved to twirl. So I'd like you to craft in something that you want to change in your life, a positive affirmation that makes you feel a little uplifted. So you say it in the positive. Something, and it's just something incremental for today. Okay, I'll give you a couple more seconds. I'm here. Okay, and now we're going to go on a little journey. If you'd like to come, put on your tinfoil hat and let us go. Just imagine a spot in your body that when you feel good, it's the one that lights up the most. Just find that spot. Right now you might not be feeling too happy, but you can find the spot where you sometimes have felt really happy. It could be just one little cell. Might be an area like the area of your belly button or your groin or your heart. There's some place where the energy of happiness lies. And just let that happiness expand, cleaning out any old thoughts or stuckness or patterns that you're ready to let go of right now. I'm ready to let go of right now. I'm ready to let go. It feels good to let go. As I go deeper and deeper down into my subconscious mind, it's like going on a journey, a vacation. Just letting everything drop beside me. Let's pretend we're going up onto a balloon, a helium, big, colorful balloon. And you climb on board. There's a door actually up the ladder, and then you get in through this door. And a very kind-looking person greets you. It makes you feel at home. And you realize that when you got into this place, the basket kind of went down, a little down, so you had to step down. Or the next person had to step down into the basket. Down. You're going deeper, more relaxed. 3, 2, 1. And you realize that she's starting, or he is starting to get the burner going so that the helium balloon will, or the hot air balloon will start rising. But it's not even tugging on the ropes, it's just sitting on the ground. It's trying to go up, it kind of goes up. And then the person who greeted you looks at you and just kind of looks at you and smiles. And then you realize that all around you, you have all this baggage that you brought. And oh my goodness, do you really need that baggage? You're only going up for a little while. So you nod your head at one of the big boxes of stuff that you had brought on, not even knowing it, and a bunch of crew that you didn't notice. There's people there or beings there to help you, and they're helping you lift this big box and throw it over the side. And the balloon starts going up. Now it's starting to tug on the ropes, and so these helpers are untying the ropes, but it's not going much higher than the ropes, so they look at you and smile, and you look around, you go, uh-oh, I still have a few of those boxes, and so you all scramble and start just heaving these old, heavy junk that you've been carrying around. I've been carrying around for years and years and years. Okay, I'm ready. Okay. We're just dumping all this stuff. See if there's any more cords holding that thing, because it's starting to rise, but something's still holding it. And just cut. If you see a rope that's tied onto the balloon, just cut it. And let it go. And it's a beautiful, beautiful day. And the balloon's starting to rise higher and higher, and you're over the ocean, you're over a mountain, going higher and higher to a place where you know that your highest self, your soul, your spirit tends to like to dwell. It makes you feel so safe and happy to be there. And it's just like the hot air balloon becomes that place. All of a sudden you're in that realm this beautiful realm of energy with colors all around you, sweeping you, cleaning you, filling any empty spots that were left over from getting rid of all that junk. Is just filled with this beautiful golden energy surrounding you, this rainbow light pulsing, healing you, letting go of anything that's been in your way, old patterns, just enough so that you're comfortable and safe and able and ready. And now I want you to open your eyes and look at what you wrote for your affirmation and read it to yourself and see if it resonates with you from this space of being connected to your higher self. And allow yourself to ground all the way to the center of the earth, and then read the affirmation again. And now I want you to introduce some joy. And if this affirmation resonates with joy, read it again. And if it doesn't, allow yourself to rewrite it in your mind to where it's giving you a sense of joy and peace and exhilaration and motivation and happiness. And just set this intention that every night before you fall asleep, you're going to read this affirmation from a place of joy. And remember this beautiful, beautiful journey that you're on. And remember what it looked like in your mind's eye and your imagination. And remember what it looks like as if it were already done. You're already in the habit of this affirmation. Every time you say an affirmation, you realize that it goes deeply into your subconscious mind more and more. And it's a beautiful world we live in. And I'd like you to come back out of trance and remember that you committed to finding your happy spot and reading your affirmation at least 3 times, maybe more, whatever's comfortable for you. And I want you to come on out of trance, come on up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you're wide awake, in a good space. And I'd like you to commit to getting a new journal or dedicating an old journal to this journal writing if you'd like, if you want to return. And just maybe try to craft out of things that are kind of bothering you in your life, where you feel stuck, like if you're doing something that really isn't what you want to do, just write those affirmations down. Just twist it to where you find a solution in your mind through writing the affirmation. The affirmation is a solution to your life. So come back next Monday and there will be another post, and I'd love it if you'd join me on this journey, this journal journey. And as always, may the force be with you and growing in your life. Thanks for being there. We'll talk later. Also, stay tuned for Thursdays, and maybe some other stuff might be coming. So if you want to hear when I post something new, go ahead and subscribe and hit the bell. And really, really practice being the person who chooses how they're going to react, how that we're It's like we need to be the creators and not just reacting to this world. So sometimes we need to limit what we're exposed to till we get a grip on what we're thinking about and training our mind, because our minds are really important right now. And there's a lot of forces wanting to bring us down and make us feel powerless. Anyway, may you be well. And again, may the force be growing and be always with you.